Hey everybody, Jay, Krista, Say I Do Forever, coming at you for Money Monday. And let's
Money
make
Monday,
sure
he's got his shirt.
the Money Monday shirt.
In Sun Valley, Idaho.
Where the rich are richer, and we just like to visit.
The money
that's all we're
flows
ever
like the river.
That's right. We just watch it go by. So we are talking about don't let money issues destroy your marriage on our Money Monday. And
Yeah, money fights are the number one
fight
in
marriage.
And they are a huge factor to divorce. What are some statistics that you found, Jay?
So I looked it up online on unfortunately lawyers.com and it states that 70% of couples fight about their money, which should make you really focus on that and understand that you need to work together on your money. A budget, you have a place for every dollar, and you need to agree on it. Also, an annual income of people of $50,000 or more can decrease the risk of divorce by as much as 30%, which I thought was
so
insane.
The more money you make, the less divorce?
Yep. Versus, it gets better.
Okay.
Versus those with an income of under $25,000.
It's because they're like, where's the money?
We only have so much.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a little harder on them, it's not as easy.
Yep. And couples that argue about finances at least once a week are 30% more likely to get a divorce. So you guys need to focus on that. Keep your eye on your finances together. Don't just leave it up to one. And the other one's like, yeah, you got it. No, you guys need to work as a team. You need to do goal setting. You guys need to do a budget. You guys need to get lined out with your finances. And you guys need to get on the same page.
Yeah, this focus on the family quote that you found.
Yeah, they say a budget is a promise. You promise to both work together on your money. You both need to promise to have a budget. I mean, we have a budget, and we get along so much better now than we ever have because of the budget.
First part of our marriage, we didn't. It was a mess.
No, because we didn't have a budget.
But, so, we don't want to leave you with only bad news, because what if...
No, there's so much more good news than the bad.
What if you are fighting nonstop with your spouse, and you think, well, we have no hope in our marriage? You and I, quite a bit, the first...
5 years?
Oh gosh, at least that. Maybe longer.
First, are you saying the first 10?
First.
What are you saying?
I'm saying like 3/4 of our marriage we fought over money. We only got it right at the end.
Goes back to the old saying on this page. You know, you're going to argue if you make under $25,000, which I didn't make diddly squat when we were first married.
Yeah, exactly. So... But yet we're still married.
Yes, we are.
So the reason I wanted to bring that up is because if you are fighting with your spouse, do not give up. Do not think we don't agree on anything. We can't get the budget down. We haven't set goals. Our marriage is doomed. Don't give up.
And don't give up on your marriage just because you're having financial woes. If you work together as a team, you'll be able to take care of the financial woes, which really end up being more of a depth of the underlying issue for your little arguments that you guys will have. So don't forget that.
Yeah, and there is a good study. So we just gave you all the negative studies on if you're fighting with your spouse about money. But
give us some good news, Krista.
I'm here in Sun Valley, Idaho with the best news ever.
Tell us.
Love and Respect. Is that loveandrespect.com?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Loveandrespect.com did a survey, and I've actually heard the survey from other people too, so I know that they've done a few of these surveys. Research found that 8 out of 10 who rated their marriage very unhappy were happily married to the same person 5 years later. So,
it'll go fast.
We've
people.
heard this in
in
so many, that right now if your marriage is miserable, and you would say unhappy, if you check the box unhappy, wait 5 years, especially if you're working on it too and not just doing the same old stuff. But just 8 out of 10, that's almost all of them, and they probably didn't all do something to change it. It's just circumstances change.
Yep. And
seasons change.
And that goes to prove that the marriages in America today, if they would just hang in there and not just jump to conclusions and jump to a divorce, that they have the possibility of changing that. Well, half the marriages in America end in divorce. They could change it to 80% of a success rate, 90% to success rate, 100%.
Yeah.
You can't just throw in the towel just because things get harder. You have a
bad few years,
rocky road,
even a bad 10 years. Come on.
Yeah.
Make it a lifetime, and then you can have a great 40 years after that.
Exactly. Just hang in there.
Hang in there. So definitely don't give up. And money isn't everything.
It's not.
Here's the other thing is that our society puts so much worth on money. And it becomes the thing, we got to keep up with the Joneses. We got to live in the certain house. Money does alleviate stress. So it is helpful to have money, but it's not everything.
And Krista and I watched this video of this guy that we watch. He goes and visits just different groups, like Jewish people, Amish people, and he went on this one video and he visited the lifestyles of the rich and famous, and he had this kid drive him around, and he got out of the car and they're walking down these streets in Beverly Hills or
yeah, it was upper LA, somewhere up in there,
all the uppity ups in LA. And he said the comment, and I'll never forget it, he said he felt such an oppression walking through these neighborhoods. They all had, the big gated communities, security guards. And ironically, they have all the money they could ever dream of, pretty much, but they're a prisoner in their own home because of their fame, because they're so worried about the creepers and the people that are, the psycho nuts that want to break into their house just to see them, the stalkers and all that stuff. And it's like, they have all the money in the world, but are they truly happy? I highly doubt it.
Yeah, what they thought would give them freedom has put them in prison. They
can have all the swimming pools, they can have all the alcohol, they can have all that they want, but are they truly happy? I'm going to guess no. They can paint the picture in front of their public that they're happy, but when they have to set their big mansion alarm at night and hope nobody breaks in and hurts them or kidnaps them or whatever, is all that money really worth it?
Yeah, it reminds me
I wouldn't give up this life for any of that.
Yeah.
Never.
We'd rather sit on a picnic bench by the river than sit in a mansion.
In Ketchum, Idaho, yeah.
Everybody else around here is sitting in mansions and cabins, and they visit their cabins for the weekend. We just grab a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream and a couple camping chairs and come out here.
A couple bottles of water and call it good.
Yeah.
So don't lose hope.
Money isn't everything.
Don't lose hope. When it comes to finances,
it's not your road to happiness necessarily.
You'll make it through.
So, and then is your fight about money something deeper? So often you're fighting about money and you're at each other's throats because you don't have enough to pay this bill or that bill, or you have a shopping habit and your spouse doesn't like it, or this or that. But could your fight about money be completely about something else? What is money representing to you? If you're out and you can't stop shopping, are you trying to fulfill something that's missing in your life? Maybe that your spouse is not paying attention to you. There's always a root problem.
There's an underlying issue.
Yeah. So what is it?
Like I had previously said, you bicker and complain, but maybe the money is the deeper problem.
And maybe you guys need to have a discussion about, okay, we've been fighting about this same problem, this same money problem for years. So now we need to figure out, what is this really about? And you need to be kind and loving enough to maybe do some investigation of why your spouse feels that way. If your spouse is acting out with money, maybe you're ignoring them. Maybe you're not giving them the love they need. Maybe they need some security. If they are going on a binge to make sure every last dime is saved, could it be that they have security issues? Be that for your spouse so they don't have to rely on money to be that security.
Yeah, and think of it too. I mean, they may have had problems when in their childhood growing up where their parents couldn't afford them to be able to eat or drink anything or have a dinner on the table or whatever, and they may have went to bed starving. You don't know, you know, the real deal with your future spouse or your spouse you just married or whatever. So, you know, cut them some slack and, you know, get down to communication, talk about your finances, you know, set a budget. I'm not going to say that enough. Set a budget.
Yeah, it'll help you in all areas.
Yep.
And do it together. Don't do it just one person.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, compromise. Compromise is so important because we've said this many times before. You and your spouse don't have the same personalities. You don't have the same love language, probably. You don't have the same money language, most likely. You don't have the same, if you're men and women, they speak a whole totally different language just right there.
Yep.
You came from two different backgrounds, so you're going to speak some different languages.
Yeah.
So compromise. You have different goals. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about goal setting and values. And that's a very important video for this because you want to set those aside and say, what are our core values?
Yeah.
Is giving things away? Is traveling, experiences? Is a big house? What is our goals and our values for money, for our family, for everything? So watch that video on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But the same thing, you want to compromise. You want to come halfway. Our big compromise, we've said it before in videos, was that I'm a saver and he's a spender. And so when we did a budget, we have a spot for each. We have a spot that makes me happy, that we saved, and a spot that makes him happy, that he has some freedom.
Yep.
So compromise. You don't have to be completely right. Make a space for you're a team. You're both in the marriage. It's not just one.
And then when you do the budget and you compromise, then you're both happy because you have some saving going on and you have some spending going on. So it's a win-win. So why wouldn't you want to do a budget?
Yeah. And then also, don't compare yourself to other couples.
This has got to be the most worst, horrible thing couples do, is they're like, well, our marriage isn't as good as such and such is. It's like, it's probably better than such and such is because you don't know anything about the other person's marriage. It may look like it's all rosy on, the outside, but maybe they're having struggles in their own marriage.
And what about finances? Don't compare your car in the driveway to the other couple's car in the driveway.
Don't keep up with the Joneses. You're going to go broke keeping up with the Joneses.
They might just be in debt up to their eyeballs and miserable,
You may not want to be the Joneses.
You may not want to be them. So, yeah, don't compare yourself.
Right.
But these are some very, very important things to learn, that to just relax and know that money isn't everything. Even though this is Money Mondays, we're saying money isn't everything. And don't ruin your marriage over it. Give it some time. Keep communicating. You will get it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take time. If you're married, you've got nothing but time. So hang in there.
Yep.
Enjoy the great outdoors.
Yes.
And
you can do it without spending any money.
Exactly.
Because we just have water we brought from home.
That's right. And it was just time. The only thing it cost us was time.
Yeah, a little gas money.
Yeah. But it's
little
like
Ben and Jerry's.
It's like nothing. The cost was nothing for us to be up here and enjoy some fresh, to get away for a little while and just get some fresh air and just enjoy each other's company.
I agree. So should we go ahead and enjoy the rest of our little weekend and week here in Sun Valley?
I think so. Too bad there's not any rooms available. I'd like to just stay up here, but then if we did that, then it would cost us more money.
Well, we could always knock on a couple cabin doors.
Yeah, Let's go to find Arnold's house and see if, or if him or Tom Hanks would let us camp out at their house. I don't think so.
Might, if they're gone.
We probably couldn't. We probably couldn't even get up to the front door because their guard shack gate.
Yeah.
To not let you in. But anyway, this is Jay and Krista helping you say I do forever. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, give us a like, thumbs up, and hit
Share.
the bell for notifications, and share it. Yeah.
And comment.
Let your friends know.
Yeah.
Don't keep it all to yourself.
Tell us if you've ever been to Sun Valley, Idaho, or
Yeah.
tell us where your favorite place to stay is.
Absolutely. Till next time, we'll see you guys.